Hey everyone, we're Hellberry. Thank you.
Welcome to the first episode of Tuesdays at Mediterranea on WNHH FM. I'm your host, Doreen Chernecki, and today our guest is Hellberry. They're playing some songs here in the Hookah Lounge back room of Mediterranean Restaurant on Orange Street here in downtown New Haven. So they just started us off with their first song, The Darkness Is You, and that was so good.
Thank you.
Can we start off with some introductions from each of you?
Yes. Joe, go for it.
I'm Joe. I'm the drummer. And I love playing drums.
I love playing drums too, but I'm the guitar player. Dexter.
Kiki Van Dam on the bass.
Yes. My lovely partner. And I'm Elizabeth.
Nice to meet you all. Thank you all for starting off our inaugural show. So,
Thanks for having us.
WNHH. So how did you all come together as a band?
Well, I started this project with Joe originally. It was roughly October 2022. I kind of reconnected with Joe. We knew each other back when I was I think 16.
I don't know if you were that young.
I think I was 16 or 17 when I met you at one of the parties.
Oh,
that
yeah.
Brian had at the
Mutual
house.
friends, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then we always kind of stayed connected in the New Haven music scene. And then one night we randomly ran into each other, and then I told him I wanted to start a band, and he was like, let's do it. And then Kiki came in, and then Dexter came in, and then we became whole.
And you made something beautiful. Is there a moment where you all knew that this was working, that this was something you wanted to keep doing, that you worked as a band?
with Kiki.
Yeah, well, as soon as I heard Elizabeth's music and her songs that she has written, these songs, I connected with the genuine nature of the lyrical content as well as the feeling behind the music. It's very, rooted in expression, and it's not too many crazy tricks, but you can really feel that there's an artistic direction with the music. So I was happy to lend myself to, in any way I could, to this project. I'm happy to be playing in it. It's a very fulfilling project to be in. I've been in many projects, and all of them are varying levels of fun, and this is more so fulfilling. It seems like we're playing for a purpose. It's very nice to be part of.
So you started us off with a song called "The Darkness Is You," and it was so good, and it was loud, and it was fun. And I know that your music style ranges a bit, but can you tell us a little about that song? You talk a lot about darkness and like your theme as a band, and so I'm really interested in that. And why did you start us off with that?
Yes. Well, Hell Fairy, I identify with that image of a fairy rising up from hell. I am openly satanic as a member of the Church of Satan. And a lot of people assume that we literally are worshiping Satan, but we just believe in freedom of expression, believing that as an outcast, we can find our strength and our power in that. So The Darkness Is You is kind of symbolic of, by absorbing our darkness and embracing our darkness, not just our light, we become truly whole and who we truly are meant to be.
And we were all banging our heads to that. We all had a lot of fun with that.
Awesome.
And so let's go into your next song. What's it going to be?
It's this song called I Know Nothing. I wrote it one night when I was kind of having a psychedelic experience in the bathtub.
I'm really excited for that. to Tuesdays at Mediterranea on WNHH
Thank you.
FM, featuring live performances from some of New Haven's best local bands. Today, our guest is Hell Fairy with a song written from a psychedelic experience in a bathtub, and that totally came through in a really, really good way. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I couldn't stop myself from sort of dancing, and you couldn't either. You look great. So your Spotify description is maybe my favorite description I've seen of a band ever, and it's so beautifully written. And I love, you say that you hail from the portal to hell here in New Haven, which is very, very fun, and also true, I think, absolutely. And you're here to make the world tremble. And you describe your sound as wildly delicious, bewitching, spicy, and sweet magic potion. And I think that really comes through in your style and in your influences. You listen to Cramps, Elvis, and I'm from Memphis, so I love that. But Elvis, Memphis, and Satan, which I thought was, I think I really see that in your drawl, and I see that in your style, which is I think like a little, it's witchy and it's, maybe a fleshy, sort of, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I like that, like a fleshy dirtiness. And can you speak more to that and where you draw that from? Because I cannot tap into that for myself personally, and so I'm kind of in awe on how you're able to do that.
It's natural, like Hell Fairy, the music, the performance. It feels like an expression of myself, and it's all derived from my roots. And I grew up literally 100% was conceived my mother and father listening to Elvis Presley, and then throughout the rest of my life beyond that. So he always had this subtle seduction to him, but he was also very sweet. So we have a lot of seductive sound, but we also have this sweet sound. So I think that's where that derives from. And the Cramps, I'm not sure how familiar you are with the Cramps, but such a fucking iconic. I'm sorry, we have to bleep that out.
It's okay.
I was like, I'm not going to swear today. Such an iconic band for not just me, but I think all of music and the punk scene, because they were so unique and so expressive and so weird. Not traditional in any way, but also they had a female lead in the group, and that just resonated with me my whole life, just seeing a woman in music and just growing up in the music scene where there's so little women in music, at least around here, and it's definitely flourishing and more women are getting involved in the music scene here, and I'm just so excited to watch that, to be a part of it.
Yeah, no, that's great, and I agree. You have this sort of haunted maybe some, but it's also it's very full of love in a lot of ways, and you can see that a lot in your most recent single, which I'm gonna wait because I know you're gonna perform it. But no, I can definitely see that, and I love that. And I'm excited to hear what you have next.
Well, next is actually about a New Haven spot, the best spot in town, Partners. Has everyone here been to Partners? Yeah. Very, very important place here in New Haven to go to and feel safe and feel free to be exactly who you are. So this song's called Partners. You're the best spot in town. Slow dance. Who's the one? There's some of them. Don't forget to tip your bartenders at Mediterranea. Or to make us flyers down. In my face like that. Oh!
You're listening to You're listening to Hell Fairy on WNHHFM. That was Partners with also a great call to tip your bartenders, which is really important. Partners is a really important part for the staple of the queer community in New Haven. And Jasmine, who's watching, we used to go to Partners Trivia every Thursday, but they stopped doing it. So everyone call for Partners to bring that back and go to it. If they bring it back.
I'd love to go to a partner's trip.
It's like maybe the only doable trivia in New Haven. But no, that was great, and I love the Southern influence I heard in that. I love I heard partner. I love that. That was so good.
I love it. You got it.
And you talk about Partners is an important spot in New Haven, and that kind of goes into something I've been wondering about, which is what is it like to be part of New Haven's live music scene? You performed at Cafe 9, you performed at Three Sheets, now you performed at Mediterranea, 140 Orange Street, in downtown New Haven. So yeah, what's that like?
Yeah, I mean, it's an honor to be. It's such a. You know, most people playing. I mean, those,
Yeah, everybody's really supportive of each other.
You
All the
bet.
bands
I
are.
mean, Joe's been in the New Haven scene for.
Right, and I've been like 5 bands, so we're all supportive.
Right. And that's the thing. You know, everybody's in a couple of bands. You go and support. Your friends in the bands. I like that about New Haven. I was very sad when the State House closed down. That was
Yeah,
a great
we are
venue.
big fan of that place.
And but this is to my point I was telling you earlier, Doreen. I'm very grateful that everybody here is putting this together because New Haven really truly needs more spaces for art of all kinds, whether it be music, performance art, visual art, exhibitions. Sometimes it can be conglomerated into specific parts of the city, but we really need that artistic expression and those spaces all over New Haven. It can't just be,
2 or 3 selected spots.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So I'm grateful for
Yeah, you're
this.
doing great things.
This spot, Mediterranean, is a very nice spot. Come here and eat the food. I haven't had the food yet, but it smells very good. My first time here. The spot is beautiful.
Support the arts to
Yes.
create a broader infrastructure for arts in New Haven. And thank you to Mediterranean for letting us have this for free, which is really wonderful. Thank you, Omar, and thank you, Mediterranean. No, I love that. That was great. And Joe, I'm curious, what are the other bands you're a part of?
I got a couple. Strega Data, we actually played the Portal to Hell recently. So I'm in that band. They're very good. They're like a Italian disco band called Nervous City. And a couple other, Tall Trees. I'm in Waste World, a couple different bands. Yeah.
So maybe
None of them are as active as this, though. These are my main squeeze. These are all.
So maybe
That's all right.
you'll be back. Maybe you'll be back to Mediterranean Cafe.
I'm polyband.
What do you have next for us? Why Live It Love? Why Live It Love?
Up next is our single "Why Limit Love." You can find it on any streaming platform if you'd like.
That was Hellfairy with Why Them in Love. You can stream on Spotify and any major streaming platform. I love that song so much. It very perfectly was released on February 14th.
Thanks for noticing.
Yeah, no, of course. And I have been listening to it really, like, a lot, like, too much. And I think it's such a lovely song. And it's also so different from, well, every single song you played has been so different from the one before it. And you started off, like, you know, doing some great, like, beautiful screaming and, or, like, yelling. And now you're doing this beautiful, soft
That's something we really
and so I just want to acknowledge that and how talented you guys all are. And so, could you just talk more about that song? What that was like? Is it your first streamable song?
Yeah.
I was able to find. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's our only song that we ended up releasing so far. I mentioned this to you earlier that we are working on our EP, so hopefully getting that released at the beginning of summer. But yeah, Why Limit Love, the first line in that song is, I'm driving, but I'm thinking, I'm not sad, I'm just confused. And I literally wrote the song while I was driving, exploring this poly relationship, just like trying it out, understanding why people are involved in poly relationships and just seeing if that's right for me. So that's Why Limit Love is what I was asking myself. I was just like, why limit love? Just like, whatever. Like, love is love. I love all these people. I'm in love with you and you and you. I'm just like, I love everyone. So that's where that song was rooted from.
And that's a good question. Why limit love? Something to think about. But I
do it.
just don't do it. But and also I think it's really perfect. I mean, given all of your themes and just everything about you all and how you sound. But this is the day after the eclipse, which was big for a lot of people. Not another one for another 20 years. And I don't know. I feel like you might have some thoughts on the eclipse, and I was wondering, did you do anything for
We
it?
didn't bring it about.
Okay, good. I was
It was
really
actually my
wondering
body.
that.
Was Black in the Sun.
Did you do anything for it?
Well, I personally believe the new moon is meant to be spent alone. It's for moments of reflection, going inwards, and transformative energy internally. So I was a little overwhelmed with all of that hype around the eclipse. I thought it was awesome, but I couldn't really work with that energy just yet. I had to kind of process it. So tonight I'm doing my new moon eclipse ritual by myself, so I can kind of like absorb that energy and transform with that energy that I received with all of the popularity that was happening.
Can I ask what your ritual looks like?
Yes, a lot of sage. We got some Palo Santo, like it's starting with sage and ending with Palo Santo, but in between there's a lot, I work with sound healing, so I use a lot of like bells and gongs and bowls. I just got this ocean drum, which sounds literally like a giant ocean wave. So just working with different instruments to create a space of my own. So cleansing the space around me, cleansing myself with not just sage and Palo Santo, the incense, but also the sound, the vibrations in the space. And then I work a lot with visualization. That's actually derived a lot from yoga and meditation, but also what is missed in Satanism is the power of visualization, and that's a lot of our rituals are based in the power of visualization. So working with that to manifest change.
Yeah, no, I mean that. I didn't know how you might, like celebrate or sit with the new moon, but I feel like that is exactly right. Like I just feel like that makes a lot of sense.
You do whatever feels right to you,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
Whatever you're called to.
Speaking of rituals, I'm curious. Do you have any pre-show rituals to get ready for this great performance?
Me? No,
You guys got any? I feel like our first show was in August, which is just insane, not that long ago.
Yeah, that was really recently.
And that first show, I did a whole ritual with the sage and the bells, and we held hands. We did like an energy sharing circle, just like to reset and to ground ourselves while we were presenting something that no one's ever heard before, because we know it's not really a traditional sound. It's kind of more of like an experimental art sound. So no matter how it was going to be received, we just wanted to be grounded and just enjoy it.
Now that we're comfortable with each other, we just come with grunt.
I
I see you. Here's your set. All business now.
Where was your first show?
Was that 3 Sheets?
Amazing.
Yeah, it was great.
I love 3
It was
Sheets.
awesome.
I lived across 3 Sheets for a year, and it was
That's
my favorite apartment I've ever been in. But great. Well, what's your next song?
We have 2 more songs. The next song is a little bit slower. We got the harmonica.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
It's called There's a Ghost. We have spirits around us at all times, specifically when we're together. The song derived from a night where we were jamming together, and these lights were just kind of flickering and doing a weird dance, kind of like Stranger Things, you know what I mean? The
Yeah.
Christmas lights.
Christmas lights.
I have a video of it. It was just like, what is happening here? But I had a personal light experience when I was writing The Darkness Is You when I was home alone, where I had this weird shadow and the lights reoccurring, and it wasn't consistent. So it just like, these weird light things were happening. So I always feel like there's a ghost up in here. So that's one of the lines of the song.
I'm super excited for this.
Thank you. Here we go. you.
You're listening to Tuesdays at Mediterranean on WNHH FM, and that was Hell Fairy with There's a Ghost. And I love that song, and I loved the harmonica, I loved Joe's vocals especially, and I loved, everyone I felt like was a part of that one in a really fun way. Yeah, I thought that was great. And it kind of, like, the lights are kind of, they go off and they go on sometimes in the background, so it kind of feels right. So before we leave and before you go into your last song, do you want to talk about what's next for you? You mentioned an EP.
Yes, we are working on our EP right now. We did a lot so far. We have some final recordings we have to do. We have to do our photo shoot for the cover, so that I would love for it to come out 6/6/24 because 2 + 4 = 6. But we're manifesting that. Besides that,
We got a couple shows coming
Yes,
up.
yes.
We've got May 11th at 33 Golden Street in New London. And
With
May
Cafe
25th. May 25th at Cafe 9. 28th, sorry, at Cafe 9. It's a Wednesday night, I believe.
that's a Tuesday night.
Okay. Thank you. It's May 28th, whatever that may be. With the Problem with Kids Today, the Great New Haven Band, and a band coming from Milwaukee named Diet Light. So it'll be at Cafe 9 for that. We're excited to play with a touring act, show them what New Haven's all about. And then June 7th at Cafe 9 as well. Those are our upcoming
That one's
shows.
with People's Club. That one's going to be a lot
With
of
the
fun.
People's Club and 2 touring bands from Ohio.
Ohio,
So
yes,
it should be interesting. Yeah.
That's
That
what we
EP
have.
is what we're quite excited for.
Yes.
Exciting. Well, everyone try to make it to Cafe 9 or New London or Three Sheets, and everyone look out for 6/6/24. Hopefully we'll have an EP from Hell Fairy. So thank you for joining us today on Tuesdays at Mediterranean. Thanks to Kenny's Earl for handling the video duties. Thanks to Harry Rose, our station manager, and Omar and Mediterranean Cafe for hosting us. Hell Fairy has one more song for us, and they have been so good. So what are we going to hear?
Annabelle doll.
Annabelle Doll.
You guys know the haunting of the Annabelle doll in Connecticut? So this is a warning to anyone who, messes with us. We'll haunt you.
Like a dog, I'll be the Annabelle doll. Don't mistreat me, or secrete me. I'll be good. I'll take creepy bad. Oh, I'll be good. I'll take a creepy bad. I'll be keep you alive. I have a confession. It's something like possession. If you treat me wrong, I make things go wrong. Yeah, if you treat me wrong, I make things go wrong. I'll be your Canada.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you, WNHH. Thank you, Haven Independent. Thank you, Doreen. Thank you, film. Thank you, photo. Thank you, audio. We love you. And thank you, New Haven.